Ha guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Andrew Bogut reaches basketball immortality in FIBA Hall of Fame. The current iteration of the Golden State Warriors is in desperate need of a savvy big man with defensive grit, connective passing and a verticality to slam home the occasional alley-oop. If they're looking for a blueprint from their past, look no further than Andrew Bogut, who was recently inducted into the FIBA class of 2025 Hall of Fame. Bot's impact on the Golden State Warriors can't be overstated. His presence laid the foundation for the Warriors' transformation from a fun-flawed franchise into a dynasty. A throwback big man with modern instincts. Bogut was more than a bruiser in the paint. He was a connector, a defensive anchor, and in many ways the embodiment of the grit and sacrifice that defined Golden State's rise. When Bogut arrived in the Bay Area in 2012 via the warriorsstrade, the move was controversial. Fans weren't ready to part with LSUSCO ring machine beloved by the Oakland faithful. Bogut, coming off injuries, was viewed as a gamble, but that trade was the first domino in building a championship team. Bogut brought a defensive mentality that the Warriors sorely lacked. His ability to protect the rim and orchestrate from the post became essential to Golden State's success defensively. Bot's presence was transformative. He turned the Warriors into a top-tier defense with his shot-blocking, positional awareness and uncanny ability to deter opponents from even attempting shots in the paint. He wasn't flashy, no endless chase down blocks or highlight reel plays, but he was always in the right place doing the little things that don't show up in box scores. Offensively, Bogut was one of the most underrated passing big men of his era. His court vision and high basketball IQ allowed him to function as a hub in the Warriors' motion offense. Those dribble handoffs to Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, pure magic. Those clever backdoor feeds too. Cut is a thing of beauty. Bogut understood his role and he executed it to perfection. Of course, Bogut's impact extended beyond the X's and O's. He brought an edge to the Warriors, an Aussie toughness that rubbed opponents the wrong way but endeared him to teammates. He was a leader, a competitor, and someone who would do whatever it took to win. When Steve Kerr's small ball revolution took hold in 2015, Bogut graciously stepped aside to accommodate the death lineup, proving that winning mattered more than personal accolades. Bot's career with the Warriors culminated in the 2015 championship, the franchise's first in 40 years. Though injuries limited his role in later years, his contributions were foundational. Without Bogut, there's no dynasty, and while Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson and Draymond Green get the spotlight, Bogut deserves to be remembered as the linchpin who made it all possible. High-flying Celtics take aim at Clippers fresh off of 40-0 run to begin their run through California. The Boston Celtics now head down there coast for a matchup with their Los Angeles Clippers on Wednesday night in Englewood, California. Coming off a stretch where they lost 4 times in 7 games, the Celtics found little resistance while thumping the short-handed Golden State Warriors 125-85 on Monday in San Francisco. Jason Tatum scored 22 points and Hull in 9 rebounds for Boston. The contest was the start of a 4-game trip that will remain in Los Angeles for a meeting with the rival Lakers on Thursday before a visit to the Dallas Mavericks on Saturday. The Celtics were all business from the outset on Monday, taking a 54-39 halftime lead. Boston then outscored Golden State 43-24 in the third quarter, where Tatum had 12 points and Jaylen Brown delivered 9 of his 17. Kristaps Porzingis added 18 points in the game. The Celtics shot 53.3% from the floor while the Warriors finished at 34.8%. I think it was just our attention to detail to start the game on the defensive end and then just our physicality, Tatum said. Coach Joe Mazzulla said at halftime, "He just felt like we were locked in and our physicality kind of dominated the game." Porzingis, who has missed 24 games this season due to injury, has averaged 20.6 points and 8.6 rebounds over his past 7 contests. "I just think Porzingis is getting more comfortable," Melo said. "Obviously we want to involve him as much as we can." Boston will face another short-handed team on Wednesday. The Clippers enter the meeting coming off a 112-9 loss to the Chicago Bulls on Monday that that ended a 4-game winning streak. Leonard was out on the second night of a back-to-back to rest his ailing knee that caused him to miss the first 34 games of the season. NBA trade rumors: Lakers, Clippers, Warriors and Rockets interested in Robert Williams. 3. The NBA trade deadline is 2 weeks away and teams are amping up their trade discussions to solidify their status as contenders. The Western Conference has been a bloodbath this season, with just 4.5 games separating the number 5 seed and the number 12 seed. Minor improvements can go a long way for every team in is mix. As a result, the Houston Rockets, Los Angeles Clippers, Los Angeles Lakers and Golden State Warriors are reportedly interested in Portland Trail Blazers big man Robert Williams. 3. According to Brett Siegel, in addition to the Rockets holding discussion with the Blazers centered on Williams, the big man has also generated interest from the LA Clippers, Los Angeles Lakers and Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference. From the summer to this point in the 2024-2 season, sources said both the Clippers and Lakers have been known to hold interest in adding front court help before the deadline. Williams is averaging 5.9 points, 5.0 rebounds and 1.6 blocks in a crowded center rotation for the Blazers. He's averaging just 16.7 minutes per game, with many contending teams seeing value in Williams as a backup or starting center. The team has to prioritize playing DeAndre Ayton because he's on a max contract, which they're on the hook for until 2026. Rookie Donovan King was drafted with the hope that he likely will be the franchise center in the future. His development will be prioritized and more minutes for him. This leaves Williams and Duckworth fighting for third-string minutes, which results in both barely playing enough to impact the game. There are also concerns about playing Williams out due to his injury history, so it might be the perfect time to move off him, as other teams are showing interest in his already proven skill set as a defensive big. The Lakers have been in the market for a center for a while now, with the team likely having had a preliminary conversation for Williams already ready. His trade value shouldn't be too expensive given his limited minutes and injury struggles, but the Lakers might be forced to overpay if the interest in Williams is as robust as reported. The Warriors have one of the weakest center rotations in the NBA, often relying on a 6'6" and Raymond Green playing the role to field competent lineups. Williams would likely become the team's starter and excel as a rim protector and rebounder for the franchise. The Clippers don't have a competent big man behind its back who has had to endure heavy minutes all season long to keep the Clippers competitive, with the franchise establishing itself as a playoff threat. Adding an athletic center like Williams would greatly improve their depth and versatility. Finally, it seems like the Rockets are the most advanced team in the Williams conversations right now. They have a matching salary like Steven Adams and a surplus of draft assets they could easily send to Portland to make this deal happen, although the team also had Jock Landale on the bench behind Allen Sand. Williams gives the defense mind Udoka a big man option he will feel more comfortable with. And you fan, what do you think of the situation of Robert Williams? Leave your opinion in the comments.